guys, Darren here. Thanks for joining the Stock Option Market Weekly Update for the week of June 3rd, 2024. Wow, this year's flying by. We're already in June, almost halfway through. In this video, we're going to talk about where we are in the market today. We're going to touch on where we are as far as economic news that came out last week, what we've got coming out this week, the different sectors and how they've performed, and then we're going to jump into the live trades on the option trading platform. The only thing that I ask is that you hit that like and subscribe button down below right now. I think it's super important that we understand the tools and the strategies that the rich are using to get richer. Then we can use those same tools and strategies to profit for ourselves safely in any market. Be sure and download the free options workshop in the link below. It talks about the two main benefits of trading options over buying stocks. There's also a paid course that's very reasonably priced if you want to dig into options deeper. Use the link below and open an account with Moomoo. You can get 1.5 cash back or free fractional shares of stock for opening an account with just $100 deposit. And if you open with a $1,000 deposit, there's more benefit. Moomoo is a zero commission trading platform and brokerage, and it has free charting software that's outstanding and I use myself every day. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial planner and I'm not recommending trades. Please do your own research, and if you're new or learning options, I recommend you start small. All right, guys, let's see where we are at in the market today. The S&P 500, if we look at last week, we started at around, let's see, 5304, and we ended up at 5277. And look, we came back in the last 20 minutes of the day. We were way down. That actually killed me on the SPX trading, but I'll get into that later. And then for the year, we are up around 10.1% year to date. We started the year at 47.43, and we are up now at 52.77. So we've got a 20.3 PE ratio for the S&P 500. That's above the 10-year average of 17.8. So still a little bit high. As far as the employment numbers that we had, actually for this week, we've got unemployment numbers on Friday is the big one. And then last week, we had PCE that came out on Friday, and that's personal consumer expenditures. 0.3 and 2.7% year over year was the expectations, and it did come in exactly as expected. The Fed Watch tool, looking at interest rates, there is it still looks like there's a possibility of a cut in September. Coming from 5.25 to 5.5, there's a 47% chance, according to this tool, that there's going to be a cut, 0.25% down to 5 to 5.25. I think it may move to November, and there's definitely a higher chance in November as well. Looking at the FactSet earnings report, I like to get an idea of how earnings are coming in, but earnings growth for Q1 in the S&P 500 is 5.9%, and you can then if we move on, let's see, look at page 12 here, and we can look at the projections going forward. So for Q2, they're projecting earnings growth of 9.2%, so even better, and revenue growth of 4.7%. So as we get closer to those interest rate cuts, the economy should continue to improve, and inflation hopefully get it more in check. For calendar year 2024, for this year, earnings growth of 11.3% and revenue 5%, and then for the following year, 14.2 and 5.9. So getting better and better. If we look at the different sectors and how they performed last week, keep moving this around. This is the 5-day. You can see energy was up and real estate was up, which has been down, and utilities. And then if we look year to date, you can see everything's up. That's why we're up 10% this year. but utilities is up big, and that was down big last year. So you see how things kind of even out, and it's good to have a little bit in all the sectors. But energy is up year to date 11%, financials, everything except real estate and consumer discretionary. And then the fear and greed index is at 48 now, down a little bit from last week of 53 was where it was at. So let's jump into the trades that we have on. The first one that I've got is Airbnb, which I really like. Talked about it before. Um, if we look at what we did, this is the 5-day chart. So here's where it started the week, and we started on a Tuesday, but we ended down here. So Airbnb was down a little at 144. IVR is 8. We've got on 2 put credit spreads. So if we look at the curve mode and analysis, we make money as long as it stays above this, basically down to 142 and a half. But we're at 145 right now, right here. So we're in that profit zone and looking to do well. They beat on the top and bottom lines when they reported earnings on the 8th of May, and they've got a ton of free cash flow, like $4.2 billion, and they're earning great margin on it. So it's an incredibly well-run business, and my target is 160, 170 range, so still well below it. So I'm going to stay long. AMD, similar story. It's been down. Last week it was down just a little, but my target for AMD is uh, close to 200, 180 to 200, much higher than where it's at right now. It's at 176 right now, so it actually moved. Oh, no, it's at 167. Okay, and then last week it did move down. Yeah, but we're at 167, still in the profit range there, in put credit spread, similar to Airbnb. So we'll stay long AMD. I think, great AI play. I did roll to July, and because it's been down, in the last 30 days, I've lost a little, but collected just by rolling this right here, the 125, 150. I rolled it and actually tightened it up to 150, 160, $10 wide. And wow, I was 125 to 150. I was $25 wide because it was moving up at that time. But I collected another $181. So we've got, as long as it stays above that range, we've got good right here. If you look here, 312 in external, as long as it stays above that range in the next 45 days. So we'll make that money back and be positive. Amazon, great company, 180, 170. Everybody orders on Amazon now, right? The last 30 days, I think, wow, down. Everything's kind of been hit, but it's at 176. So um, we're actually right at the profit range. But I expect things to start to slowly move up, and we profit as it does. If not, I'll just stay long. My target for Amazon is much higher, is 225, so 50 points higher than where it's at right now. Costco, I've been long. They came out with earnings, and they had good numbers. They're at 809 and IVR is 25. We profit, put spread again. Wow, they ended up just about where they started the week, but they went up and then down and then up. It kind of moves around a bit, but there's only $41 left in external in Costco, and it's a tough stock to trade. So we've made the 125 there, but I'll probably close and get out next week. DraftKings, this one, there was some news last week. Illinois, the state came out and they said that there's going to be a big tax increase on online gaming, so online gambling. I've got poor man's covered calls, but it did get hurt, I believe, last week. Yeah, it was down from that announcement. But I like DraftKings. That's why we got the call on. So we made $54 as it moved down. So I think long term, my target for DraftKings is 50. So it's going to move up as more states adopt online gambling. It is good tax revenue, but looks like they're ripe for the government taking some of their money. But anyway, I think it's going to do well, and I'm going to stay long DraftKings moving forward. And yeah, the next one is GDXJ Gold Miners, and this one's right in between our short strikes. It's at 45. We've got an Iron Condor $3 wide Iron Condor on, and we've made $31. We're right in the middle. We're in that profit zone. I haven't traded this one a lot, but IVR was high. It's at 60. So I put on these Iron Condors in gold and gold miners. And gold, we're actually at the lower end of that range now. So you can see we're still in the profit range, but lower end of that range right here. But actually, and it's got the high IVR as well. So that's when you want to sell premium. So iron condors, put credit spreads. But it's been so high that well, actually, this is just the last 5 days. It was down, so it hit that 15. But it's been, if we look at the last year, you can see it's moved up quite a bit. Let's see, 1 year and then 1 day. And then if we look at that chart, yeah, it's been straight up. So that's where I threw on that iron condor to keep it fairly neutral. And then we want to stay in the green zone. So I've got those on, and we've got 19 days to expiration. $256 in extrinsic left as long as it stays between those strikes. And then for this one, we've only got 69. So, but again, we're up 31 there. Google, I have an Iron Condor 170, 180, and my target is much higher. So for July, with it being down, everything down, tech down, I threw on another put spread in July. IVR was good at 24. Earnings on 7/23, so it's after the July 19th expiration date. So I like Google long term up above 200. They're dominant, and my target's 200. Let's see. Yeah, and there you can see the profit zone, and we're in that profit zone within the Iron Condor, and then as it moves up with my put credit spread in July. And then L3 Harris has done really well. There's 120 left, but we need to stay between that 210 and 230, and we're right there. We're in good shape. And L3, I believe, has done really well. Let's see, just in the last 6 months, we've made $1,500 in L3. So I like it. 15 IVR, trading within that range right now. And it's at the top end of its range from where it's come from. But lots of geopolitical issues going on, and they've got great defense products. Netflix, actually, I closed out my put side of my Iron Condor. I had an Iron Condor on, and the call side was being tested, but then it dropped with the market dropping. I just closed out the put when it was high, and then as long as it comes down and stays below my short strikes, I'm in the profit zone and can make another $120, or I'm sorry, $584 in extrinsic. Wow, it's down 200, I guess because of the IBR. But there's a huge amount of premium just in 19 days. We can make $584 by as long as it stays below the 660 short strike. Yeah, 660, and it's at 642 right now. So we'll see how that goes. I'll wait until that premium comes in a little and I pick up some of that 584. NVIDIA, 930, 1240, July, Iron Condor. They're set to have a stock split, I believe. So that will be interesting because it should make it more available for different investors and people to invest in. But I like the Iron Condor. It's already moved up. We're right in the middle of it right now. IVR is high, so that's why I like to sell premium. And here's year to date, and you can see, yeah, Nvidia's way up there, the leader in the GPUs and AI. UiPath, I'm going to close this one out. This has been a dog. I thought the robotics software, but software has been getting killed lately out of favor, so I'm just going to close that out. Bad move. Um, Sometimes these smaller ones can be a little bit risky. Palantir, though, is a smaller one, but I love Palantir. They've got great product moving forward for both military and commercial. And I've got a poor man's covered call and have been continuing to do well and make money in that. Um, yeah, 650 over the last 180, 186 over the last 30 days. But I just continue to write the calls against it 23 and then have a deep in the money call at 20. SoFi has not come around yet, but I'm long SoFi. I've got my leaps. I'm going to stay long, but IVR is low and it's at 6.9. But they're profitable now. I don't see how it's doing well. Sound is another one just like um, Path. I'm going to close out. It was not a good trade for me. So it's another small one. I was just taking a flyer. I didn't risk much money at all. SPX, I've got two call spreads on right now, but we did really well in SPX. You know, 1,209. We've made actually more than that over the last 30 days, I believe. But SPX really has come back, and I'm doing zero DTE. But on Friday, that last move up in the market killed me. Let's look at the 5-day again. And then, I don't know, 5 minute. But yeah, just in the last, you know, 20 minutes of the day, it just shot back up. But that really killed me. I should have, when I trade zero DTE, one of my rules is try to get out and close out an hour before the market closes. If I would have done that, I wouldn't have had to roll these out. And now I'm $20 wide with two contracts. So that's $4,000 that's at risk. So I sure hope the market opens lower next week. But anyway, I'll be doing a video on SPX that will come out either today or tomorrow. And then I will cover management as well going forward. Probably not in this video, but in the following one. I'll probably talk about what happened yesterday or Friday. TLT and TMF are both bond funds. They haven't happened yet, but they will. They're at lows. This is just last week, but they are at lows. And as interest rates get cut later this year, they should do well and prop up. So as interest rates go down, the value of TLT and TMF will go up. Ulta is one that I'm looking at. Actually, you know what? I'm going to fix the charts again. Back to a year. 1 year, and then 1 day. So this was TLT. Waiting for data, but you can see how it is really down. And same thing goes for TMF. Yeah, TMF. Same situation. And then Ulta's a new one. They had earnings last week. They actually beat top and bottom line. The stock got hammered, and you can see where it is. It's way down. And I think it's now at a PE ratio that's attractive. So I'm considering putting on a put spread. I put this in above the market. But with that big drop last week, I'm thinking of taking advantage and getting long Ulta because the long-term target for Ulta is going to be better, and they're going to be doing stock buybacks. So I like put spread on Ultra. I'm probably going to put that on Monday. Verizon, I own the shares outright. I write a call against it. And then ExxonMobil, we've got that iron condor 115, 120. We're right in the middle of it in that profit range. And Exxon's done well for us. 586 over 180, 787 for the year. And that is it for the trades. Let's look at earnings next week. we go over here to earnings, all earnings, and then we sort by date. Then we go 6-3. So it's going to be all these 6-3s through 6-6. So if we start at the bottom down here, DocuSign 6-6. I used to trade that. I haven't traded that in a while. Let's take a look. Probably not going to trade it. It's a tough one. Lulu, that'll be interesting. Wow, Lulu is way down at 311. I've got to look into that one and see. Dollar Tree. Wow, everything is down. CrowdStrike, that should do well. Yep, it's up. It actually dropped though last week. Might be a good Iron Condor trade. I'm going to look at that one for next week. All right, guys, I put a link down below for the free options workshop. Be sure and grab that. Join Mumu. Get your free fractional shares of stocks or cash back. Remember to leave a comment. Let me know any questions that you have. I answer every one. Remember to hit like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.